Hello, this is EZ and I'm going to be using Hexagon and Topogun. Okay, I got the demo head from ZBrush and I got this cylinder over the top, as you can see here. Basically this cylinder was made out of a cube, and all I did was delete the top, delete the bottom, gave it some subdivision level, and collapse the DG. Alright, gives it some nice square polygons and they subdivide very well. Alright, we're going to delete that. Then we're going to unhide this. Well, let's take a look one more time so you can see. I centered it pretty good, and I wanted some points right kind of in the center of the eyes. The nose matched up with a point, and got a nice edge right in the middle. Then what I did was just unhide this and export this as an OBJ. Only things that's visible in here gets exported. So if this was hidden, only this gets exported. Alright, now we got Topogun here for retopolizing, and what we're going to do is we're going to press load scene. Okay, we're not going to load a scene, we're going to load that OBJ, so we're going to switch this down here to file type to OBJ, and we're going to go ahead and open that one up. This is the one that I saved. Then you're going to get something like this. Okay, let's go ahead and hide the reference mesh here. This is the scene mesh here. So back face is on, and I'm selecting the verts here. Make sure, see, sometimes you'll select kind of high, so make sure you select in the area it's kind of uniform here. Alright, now you don't want to select too high or too low because it'll start snapping in different areas down here. So this is just kind of like a starter here. So what we're going to do is come over here and press snap to reference, and it's going to shrink wrap to the demo head. Just about done. Then we're going to get something like this. Alright, now what I want to do is always check around it. I'm only going to do one side to mirror the other half, and we're going to come over here and use this brush here, and I'm going to use the relax. Alright, I'm going to start a little bit on the left side, and because I want to make sure I'm going to be doing the right side, but I need just a little bit on the left side, and we can kind of straighten some of these out like this. I'm not worried about the ears, not going to be doing it in this video tutorial. I'm trying to draw a straight line right here, and I'll follow down something like this. Alright, when we kind of happy with that, we're going to go ahead and switch over to simple edit here and select on the back face and verts here only, and we're going to start removing some of these. Alright, and we're going to remove the bad side here. And what we're going to do is go into edge mode. That's the number 2 on the keyboard. We're going to zero this to the center. Everything's going to be aligned. Let's go ahead and straighten that. Should help. Nope. Let me controls do that. We'll just go ahead. That straightens itself out. Another thing is when you're selecting something, turn off the back face, because I could be selecting some edges in the front. So we're going to zero that out. We're going to turn the back face back on. Press 1 for vert mode. Then make sure everything's alright. Then we're going to create the symmetry. So we're going to come over here and create symmetry. And we're going to go ahead and select the center here because these are not welded. We can do that by merge 2. Then you get something like this. Now I'm going to bring this over into back over to Hexagon. So I'm going to go to File, then I'm going to go Save As, switches to OBJ. I'm going to call this Retopo and save it. I'm just going to overwrite this one here. Okay, we got this loaded up here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this one here. This is my first one I had going here. Let's turn this one on. Then we're going to go ahead and import that one. File, import, because we want to merge this one. And open up the retopo. Then we get something like this. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at that with transparency. And actually I can adjust the transparency on this one here too, so I can see it just a little bit better. Then you get something like that. Alright, another thing is the edges on the top are not that straight, and I'm going to fix that. So we're going to loop that, and we're going to zero that out so it's flat and straight. Actually, I'm going to do a couple all this way down, straighten them back out. This ain't really a necessity. On the top and the bottom, I prefer to do this one here. This will, when I reproject it, it will lose a little bit of the straightness. It's not a problem. I just want to make sure all this is all straight here. And when I get something like this, I want to put a edge loop around the eye socket. So I'm going to select here and drag around. Then I'm going to the vertex modeling, and I got the second edge tool here, and we're going to bring this down here. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and save this one. File, export, retopo, save it, open up Topogun. This time we're going to go ahead and press, let me tip this to the side here so I can see a little bit. And we're going to load scene. We're going to switch this back over to OBJ, and we're going to load that retopo mesh. And there you go. Everything's straight. Alright, now some of the vertices might not be sticking to the mesh if I when I was straightening these up, so you can just subdivide that and take a look. The ears are not going to look very good on this, and probably in this eye area I'm concentrating on. We're not worried about the mouth and all this stuff making it look good. So what we need to do is we need to select all these verts again, and we need to snap it back to the reference here. So snap to reference. Alright, and all looks pretty good here. If you want to do a little bit more straightening, you can just go back to the brush here and do your relax and straighten them right back out. Control Z that. Alright, then you'll get something like this. Now I want to make an edged ring around the eye here, so we'll switch over here, turn off the back face because I don't want to select any points in the back, and we'll just go ahead and start moving some of these around. So we'll start with this one here, and actually I'm going to highlight the area that I'm going to be moving, and that will be all the way around this little square right here. Alright, I'm going to be concentrating in that area, and we're going to select point, and we're going to start adjusting around the eyeball socket. Then you get something like that. Pull that one out. Pull that one back just a little bit there. And let's go ahead and render out just this eye socket here. So let's go into face mode, and anything that's selected, just the faces right here, will get rendered out. So to do that, we need to go to the preference and use selection here. Let's kick this up. Let's go to compatibility with ZBrush. Let's kick this up to 6, and let's turn off the wireframe and subdivide that. And you can see there's the final results. Of course, it's going to be jagged around the edge right here because I'm just running in the faces here, rendering in that face where it is actually shrink wrapped around the eye socket, and that looks pretty good. Alright, and I think that's going to end this video tutorial. And like I said, I didn't get full in depth to doing a lot of stuff, but gave you an idea how you can use 2 different applications with this. This is the scene mesh right here, and you can do whatever you want with it. And I like using other applications because there's certain things that I can do a little bit easier in Hexagon than I can in Topogun. So they both work very well together. And let's just go ahead and save that again. So we'll go ahead and file, save as, OBJ, retopo, and once we load it back into here, we'll delete that one here, file, import, then there's our new mesh. And if we want to do any more tweaking, we can. We'll just ship it back over to Topogun. I had paused the video for a second, and I did want to straighten this edge to the top and the bottom. And another thing is, sometimes you might not have to snap to the reference when you use the other program. You'll just have a trial and error thing. So what I want to do is I want to have this edge ring over on the other side, since I didn't make one. So we're in vertex mode, select the back face here, make sure we get that one here, and we're going to press the delete key. Okay, I want to go ahead and seems like there's a little problem here. let's go ahead and see all the symmetry right there. And all these here. And we're gonna select all these. Make sure the back face is on. And create symmetry. Then we have the other side. Then we're gonna make sure that we merge these two. Then you have one on each side. Okay, I made a new one here. This one's going to be a lot better because I'm going to do around the whole head here. This is really quick. All I used was a sphere, and I clicked it, and I switched it over to the geodesic sphere based on a cube. The reason why I use this is it smooths real good, and it does not have a pole on the top when you subdivide it where you get any pinching. And all I did was just select some of these faces down here, and I removed them and deleted them. So basically I did that, and we'll delete that one there, and I lined it up with this one right here, and you kind of wanted something like that. Another thing is, when you export this, make sure you hide this here, because this is a scene mesh. You cannot have a lot of geometry. Alright, I already saved this, and I'm gonna go ahead, well, let's just go ahead and save it again. Export OBJ, retopo, save, leave everything at default. Then we're gonna go ahead and load scene, and we're gonna switch back down here to the OBJ. This was the retopo. Then we get something like this. And then basically we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press 1 on the keyboard for the vert mode, select all the faces, or all the points, I'm sorry, in the front and the back. Then we're going to go ahead and snap this one to the reference. Alright, now it's finished. It looks a little funny, easy to fix. Go back over the brush here, and we're going to select relax. This is like a soften brush. Turn on the symmetry, and start adjusting some of the areas that we want to bring back. It's really quick, so Control Z, that got a little bit too much up there. And actually what I want to do is I want to start here and then work my way down. It straightens itself out pretty quick. Then we'll bring this up a little bit here. There, a little bit right there. And you get something like that. And actually that looks pretty good. Then when you subdivide, now you're going to have to do a little bit of tweaking in here. Start adding some more edges and wherever you want, and some edge loops. But it's a good base mesh to start with, and I think this is going to wrap it up. And thank you very much.